10X Handyman. That's awesome. That's what I was waiting on, people. So welcome to the 10X Handyman podcast with Chip and Christy. I'm your host, Chip McCarter, and with me as always, the lovely Christy Ogle. All right, and this week, we keep hearing the same questions over and over again from all the handyman owners, potential handyman business owners, and they all want to know how can they 10X their business in the fastest way possible. So today we want to talk about 10Xing your handyman business through hiring, because hiring contractors, each contractor is another asset that you'll be pulling a percentage of money in from. The way I describe it with like websites on Google, the more hands you have out, the more money you're going to have coming in. Same concept with contractors and workers, heck, even secretaries. If you get the right employee in the right position, you've now, multiplied your profit. So today we're going to talk about how to 10X your handyman with hiring. Christy, jump us right off.
The question that Chip and I get asked most is, how can I make more money in my handyman business like yesterday? But they don't want to work any more hours and they want fewer clients because clients can be a real pain in the rear if you've got a ton of them. So how can you make more money, 10X your handyman business with less hours, but fewer customers, but still make 10X the pay, man? That's what people want, is money. Follow me the money. Oh, thanks, Jerry Maguire.
Yep, show me the money.
So how do you make more money in your handyman business? That's really the question. And the first thing that you really need to do is you have to up your skill sets and your value adds to your customer. Handyman pay truly depends on that. And the more value you add to your clients, the bigger skill set that you have, the more money you're going to make in this sector.
For sure. And the way you got to look at it is, when you're by yourself, your limit is as far as you can push it. You can take as much amount of work as you can take, and that's it, nothing more. So the next contractor you hire can take on a certain percentage. They might not be able to handle the same amount you're handling, but they can handle more than what you're handling right now as yourself. And that's why just hiring one, you want to get a couple, 2 or 3 out there to get the feel of it. And in my opinion, I start them off with commission instead of hourly, so they can push their own weight and make what they deserve as well, because that's how you keep them with you also.
Yeah, so the average handyman makes about $39,080 to $63,140. Now, my question to those average handyman would be, do you work full time? Because that's really part-time hours. I mean, Chip and I have done the billionaire math on handyman businesses all the way around. And the average handyman, if you're charging $73 to $75 an hour, makes $585 a day. If you work just 50 hours or 50 weeks out of the year, you take 2 weeks for vacation, you got Christmas and holidays and stuff like that in there, you can make, just on the services that you yourself provide, $146,250. That's more than an average attorney, and that's more than an average beginning doctor. So you can make a lot of money, but that's working 40 hours a week, 50 weeks out of the year. Most people don't want to work that hard when they own a business, and you have to work smarter, not harder. And that's why hiring is the key. You need to learn skills and add more value and have people that are working for you. That's how you get more money. If you were doing it yourself as a handyman in 2022 and you're charging $50 an hour, it's impossible to hit 7 figures, because you would have to work 200 plus 276 hours, I think, a week, and there's only 160. So
yeah, it's pretty rough.
You have to work smarter, not harder, and it really varies. Waco has people that are charging from $25 an hour to Chip. What's the most expensive you've heard of in Waco? 150?
Handyman, 150 with Mr. Handyman, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they're great at branding and they're great at learning,
Yeah.
like hiring people to do the work for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But you,
What they do is if you don't have the work, like you're paying the 150 for the minimum 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. And if you don't have the work, you can find them work there to fill in those 2 hours, the way they have it set up. But everybody has it set up differently.
yeah, you make more money and you 10x your business more quickly and efficiently when you start hiring. When you study more and you learn to hire, train, and retain workers, you're going to make more money. That's the simplest way to 10x your handyman business is by hiring people. And like I said, in Waco, there's Bubba in a truck from down the street that he charges $25 an hour. And then you have other ones that charge $150 an hour. Now it varies from city to city and state to state. I was doing some research in Houston, Texas, where one handyman charged $300 an hour. He was very skilled and very specific in his niche. But
Yeah.
Austin, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Waco, they're all different. It varies from city to city, state to state. And the people that can charge the bigger dollar amounts are the ones that specialize in their niche in the handyman industry.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're specializing in. And the more people you hire, the more, you build your business, that you also have safety nets for when someone doesn't show up, you have someone to back it up. There's so many positive reasons to hire contractors out. And it's up to you whether you do it hourly or commission based. If I were you, I would speak to my lawyer about it, or an accountant, whoever you're working with finances and law stuff. Talk to them about that, to what they think you should do. But definitely start off with at least one, give them a shot, and then move on to two. If you feel like you're ready, that number one guy's ready to start getting out on his own some. But I would try to work it up to at least 3 or 4 to have a good safe number at the beginning of contractors.
One, because every one that you hire on average can make $585 a day for you. You pay him, say if you pay him half, that means you're making $250 to $300 that's coming in your pocket, and all you did was got him a lead to keep him busy. Now, solo handyman, it's damn possible to hit that 7 figures. But if you want to hit 7 figures in your handyman business, the easiest way to 10x it and get there is by hiring. When you hire the right handyman, they're worth $146,500 or $250. You don't have to work day and night. You don't have to be frustrated. You don't have to be overwhelmed with the work that's coming in. You can hire people. And if you go, well, Christy and Chip, I've never hired anyone before. There's people that have done it before you. 2 of the books that we read were How to Win Friends and Influence People and the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. The first one was by Dale Carnegie. You can read books. You can listen to podcasts. You can watch YouTube videos. You can read blogs and articles and learn how to hire, train, and retain your handyman that you hire. Now, the number one reason that the Great Resignation is going on now in the United States is because people aren't paying enough. You've got to quit being cheap, handyman. You need to be handyman well, and like Chip said, that commission base. If you have somebody working 10 hours a week for you, pay them a commission of 35%. If you have somebody working 40 hours a week for you, busting their ass, and they're bringing in $150K a year, let's talk about paying them 40, 45% commission so you make more money while they're out there working.
And happy.
Smart, you can make this happen rapidly.
Yep. And you can make your employers happy and loyal to you. And that's the whole goal for sure, is you want their loyalty, trust, and respect. Those are the three things that you have to get from employees. The minute you lose those is the minute that everything starts walking out the door.
Yeah, you can take those decades that people have used to build their major businesses, whether it's, Mr. Handyman or Amazon or Tesla, whatever it may be. They couldn't have done it all by themselves. They hired people to help them grow their brands. And instead of doing it the rough way, do it the right way, and learn from the people that have done it and made mistakes before and paid that stupid tax, so you don't have to pay it. And the easiest way to do it is through hiring. And this is the hardest part of any business. I mean, we hear from business owners all the time, I can't hire the right people. I don't know what to do to hire the right people. Well, you have to spend as much time hiring people as you spend on marketing your business. So you have to put some effort into it to get the right handyman, because the wrong handyman can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars also. So think about that when you're hiring. You just need about 7 to 10 handyman to get you to that $1 million handyman business. Work smarter, not harder.
100%, 100%. And but work on, and this is good. What this is also going to help teach you is communications. You're going to start getting a lot more in depth and involved in the business, because there will be other people in there with you. They hold you accountable just as well as you're holding them accountable, because they want that reliable paycheck. They don't want to have to worry about if you're going to pay them on payday. So one of the main things also is to make sure that you're punctual with your payments with these people, because contractors are very well known for having short tempers when it comes to payday and not getting paid.
Yeah, you need to have the skill sets. If you want $1 million handyman business, you need to get $1 million mindset. You have to have the skill set to get to that point in business. You can make more than doctors. You can make more than attorneys. The average attorney, a public defender in the state of Texas, makes $66,000 a year. The average incoming intern doctor makes $27,000 a year. They work 24/7, insane hours. You don't have to do business. You hire the right handyman with the right stuff, and you hire, train, and retain them, and then you rinse and repeat the process with your next hire. That's what you need to 10x your handyman business, is to study and learn how to hire, manage, train, and retain people. And when you have this skill set and you have this value add to your business that no other handyman really has, you blow the competition out of the water. Because if you pay well, you have guys that do an amazing job, then you're going to be able to 10x your business. Hiring's simple, but most people don't ever take the time to learn it, to study it, and how to become a great leader. You have to do those things to scale your handyman business to 10x it. And if you want to learn how to do this, Chip and I are having a challenge on June 6th. Join at 10xhandyman.info. 10xhandyman.info/challenge. Join us on June 6th. We'll teach you how to have an attractive job for handymen to come over and work for you, make you money, but you make them very wealthy also.
Yeah, for sure. That's the goal, is just to make everybody more money. And eventually you'll end up getting one of these contractors that's outstanding that can end up helping you manage, to where all you're doing is stepping back and letting your business run itself. So all of this has a purpose. There's a step process that we're taking by teaching you, but eventually you'll be able to even step back to where all you're doing is calling at the end of the days for your numbers.
Yeah, the part is getting your phone to ring. The more difficult to 10x your business is to hire the right handyman, because the wrong handyman will cost you time and they'll cost you lots of money.
Lots and lots of money.
That's stupid tax, Chip.
Oh, I did too. A lot. I mean, right off the muscle. I spent a lot of my good, just under $5,000 for my first boo boo, and it was my one of my first contractors. So it happens, and you get over it, and you just build forward.
Exactly.
All right. Well, anything else, Christy, this week before we sign off?
And just go to that 10X Handyman Challenge.info/challenge and join Chip and I, and we'll teach you to hire the right handyman. And each handyman's worth $146,250. I know I want that in my pocket, Chip.
Let's get that money.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right. Love you guys. Stay safe. See y'all next week.